Hello, everyone. I'm Richie from D&H. I am the Senior Technical Specialist and a Microsoft Ambassador. So I am here on this webinar. I have absolutely no idea what this webinar is about. Uh, I'm just joking. I'm actually here in Seattle. I am near Redmond. Um, I am at the mothership, which is Microsoft, which I'm really excited to be at. A lot of cool Copilot stuff that we've been learning about that we're going to share with everybody here in the future. But yeah, it's been amazing here, and I'm excited to be your host. We're going to just kick off here with Josh McLaughlin. If you want to go ahead with your presentation.
All right, thank you so much. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully, you are having a great day. And you know what? It's a great day to learn. Every day is. But before we get started, I need to remind you something. We have an absolutely great opportunity. Remember that partners who are registering, the ones who are listening to the full broadcast, are going to have an amazing reward. And that is about up to, I believe, $100 gift card from Loop and Tie, which is absolutely fantastic for those who don't know. Trust me, you're going to love it. And speaking of winning amazing things and just being great all around, that's what we're going to talk to you about today. We're going to talk about Windows and Windows 11 and some of the AI implementations that we've been using. So let's start off by talking about today's business landscape. We know that today there are a lot of things that are changing. I mean, just you name it, things have changed, right? Gas prices, sports teams. I mean, everything in the world is constantly in flux. But that doesn't mean that certain things can't stay the same. But we also things are changing. So what is changing? Well, right now we know that trends, challenges, the needs of businesses are constantly changing. But one thing that's staying static, and that is Windows being there to support you. Right now, we know that about 4 out of every 5 business executives understands that there is an absolute need to implement AI into their business. So when it comes to that, what are they looking for? What resource? What can get them there? What can help them stay ahead and not be behind? Well, that's where we can essentially dive deeper into what the businesses need. Because the idea is that our IT strategy, that's what's transforming the business. So when we reevaluate and think of what we're doing, what's the biggest thing that everyone wants to do? Well, increase profits and reduce costs, right? I mean, that's essentially what it comes down to. How profitable can we be? How large can we make those margins? But the idea is we have to understand that it's not as simple as, okay, pressing a button and making it happen. We need the right technology to get us there. We need the right strategic objectives to make sure that we're finding all of that. And while we know every single organization has different wants and different needs, we feel that addressing these 3 priorities will constantly drive success. Now, what's number one? Replacing outdated devices in tech. There is nothing more difficult than trying to use outdated devices for modern work. It's difficult. The way I tell people is like, imagine trying to race a car now with a horse and buggy from back then. You just can't. It's just no competition. Because we know that as business and systems and technology advances, it constantly advances for the better, to streamline, to improve our quality of life. Number two is enable agile, efficient business operations. Your business needs to run smooth. It needs to run fast, but it also needs to be agile. It needs to be flexible in case there are situations that arise that we don't know about. A couple of years ago, we look back on it now, right? But when COVID happened, when we had that pandemic, it disrupted the flow of everything. And the businesses who stayed strong, the businesses who were able to prosper, were the ones who were not only flexible but prepared as well. And then, of course, the last one is creating an AI roadmap for growth. Businesses who are not looking at AI as a tool are going to fail. We know that 2 years from now, about 98% of all deployed devices will be some type of AI device. And I want you to think of that. I was in a room a little while ago, about 80 people, and I asked everyone who has an AI ready device. And I was the only one in the room. 2 years from now, that's going to flip. And there's only going to be one person in the room who doesn't have an AI device. And for that reason, we want you to understand that while, yes, AI devices are coming, the platform is going to remain the same. And that's Windows. Windows is the platform for work because it's no surprise when it comes to operational efficiency, that's a top priority. And there's no one that takes that more seriously than Windows because we have a little joke where we say Windows means business, and that means it in both ways. When you think of business, you think of Windows, but also Windows is incredibly serious about what it does to ensure that businesses are there to succeed. We're looking at tons of different solutions, solves for different gaps, right? So I think one of the numbers that really stands out for me is that 82% of business leaders think that right now we need to rethink our core strategies and our operations. And that's huge. 82% think that right now they need to rethink things. And if that's the case, and you're a part of that, or know someone who's part of that, know that while, yes, you do need to rethink strategies and you do need to make some moves, but the best part about it is that Windows is going to be there for every step of the way. Because as AI evolves, we are going to be right there with it evolving. So I want you to take a look at this diagram and essentially set some context on our journey when we're talking about AI. Phase one, okay, that is a human with an assistant, okay? So that means that, we have an assistant. We're the ones essentially giving the commands. The assistant is doing it. We're working in conjunction. Phase two is human-led agents, which means that agents become part of teams working side by side along the humans. And then we have phase three. Now this, we're going to see teams basically comprised of agents, but having human direction. So that way they can run entire departments or organizations. Now, this may seem linear on the page, but it's not a linear journey. It's not. Because organizations will have teams and different functions and different ways to operate at all levels, no matter where they are. But the best part about it is that you build that base. When it comes to AI innovation and your future, you're the one setting out that roadmap. And we know that AI is increasing, but more so, I think it's AI adoption that continues to advance. And we want you to be ready for that. So these are essentially the three focal points that we talk about when we're talking about AI innovation. First, we're looking at bringing AI innovation and agents into Surface and Cloud. We also want to make Copilot Plus PCs even more powerful with AI compatibilities, and of course, evolving as a platform for people and agents. The idea is with all of these built-in things, with the way that we can navigate, the way that we can push forward, we're going to be ready. And of course, that being said, remember this. I think one of the most common misconceptions with AI is that it's going to take over our jobs. And I tell everyone, AI is not going to take your job, but what can is someone who embraces AI more than you do. Because it's a tool. It's a tool in our tool belt. And what I want you to think about this is think of all the greatest artists, right? Da Vinci, Picasso, Michelangelo, etc. I mean, go on for days. But I want you to understand they are the artists, right? And their canvas, nothing happens to the canvas without their say-so. If they don't pick up that brush, nothing ever gets painted. So your canvas for AI is Windows. And you have to pick up that brush. You're in control. You decide what palette you use. So when we put that into context, I want you to understand that there are so many things that we can look at, whether you're using Windows as a canvas for your AI and your agents, your security and your management, your fundamentals and your resiliency, or using it to specifically improve your power in the cloud. Together, every single one of these investments make Windows the place to be, the place where people can truly shine. And I want you to think of Windows as your canvas. Think of that as the canvas where you will implement AI to the best of its capability. With that being said, let's take a look at how we can truly use it and make it our canvas.
sales stats my manager sent last week.
So with Copilot Plus PCs, with AI and all this technology, I know what you're saying, Josh. I know 1+1 = 2, but what does this add up to? Well, it adds up to businesses running smarter on Windows. Being able to deliver secure AI, being able to have all these benefits, whether it's for productivity, for performance, for security, or for management, at your fingertips truly allows you to unlock the power that maybe you never thought was possible before. Let's look at 4 of the ways that we can make that happen. Starting off with what everyone wants. I want things faster. Nothing does it faster than Windows. When we talk about productivity, we're talking about 50% faster workflows on average in comparison to previous versions. When we look at performance, there's nothing that stops you dead in your tracks more than a battery icon going off saying charge your device. We want to make sure that your device lasts longer. With Copilot Plus PCs, we're looking 22 hours of streaming battery life. I want you to put that into context. That's 22 hours without a charge. That means the days of taking your laptop charger with you, those days are gone. That means the days of staying connected all the time, those days are gone. Feel free to increase the brightness on your device and not have to worry about your battery life draining. When it comes to security, we're talking about a 62% drop in those incidents. Now, I want you to think 62% may not sound like a lot, but imagine if I could tell you, I'm going to take 62% of your workload away. Your expenses are going to be 62% less. That's a huge number. Because what does it do? It does something that we never thought was possible. That age-old adage, you can't buy time. Well, that's true. You can't buy it, but you can get some of it back. And reducing the time to take care of those security incidents is giving you that time back. We're also talking about agility, because when we look at that performance and how we're managing devices and deploying, and that needs to be reduced too. So we're looking at a 30% reduction. Remember, the idea here is that Copilot Plus PCs, AI agents, we're not introducing them simply, to make things better, the idea is to make our lives easier. So that way we can focus on the things that matter. With that being said, it's pretty simple. The idea is to make that transition now. As we talked about from the beginning, we know that businesses are facing multiple challenges. Not only do they have to figure out a way to increase profits and reduce costs, but the global climate is changing. The landscape is just constantly changing every single day. Customers want more and they want to pay less, and there's far more options for them than ever before. If I wanted to buy a device back in the day, a couple of years ago, there were maybe 2-3 places I could go to. Now there's hundreds. So we know that it's challenging. And that's why businesses need to truly stand out. That's why you need to make customers understand that they are at the cutting edge of technology, not sitting in the back watching everyone else do it. So if there's anything else that I can tell you, it's that your journey didn't start a couple of days ago. Your journey doesn't start in a couple of months. Your journey starts now, right now. Because your job, the mindset here is to plan your business and do it in 4 moves. First, you're going to modernize. Modernize your devices. Windows 10 is not safe anymore. Okay, we need to migrate to Windows 11 Pro and have the absolute best at our fingertips, an operating system that's built for AI. Number two, refresh that aging hardware. Maybe you do have Windows 11 devices, but they don't have NPUs. They don't have devices that are AI ready. And deploying 365 Copilot. Having Copilot, having an AI assistant in every single application that you're using, being there ready to help and do the monotonous tasks for you so that when you get that time back is just priceless. And absolutely, of course, right, is become a frontier firm. Use Microsoft Foundry on your Windows devices. Be the one who doesn't wait for someone to create something. Be the creator. At Microsoft, we have a phrase, our mission statement actually, that says we want to empower others to achieve more. I hope today, through this presentation, we've empowered you to achieve more. Because you, by attending today, by getting a chance to win one of those $100 Tide gift cards, you've empowered yourself, who's the most important person, to achieve more. So take that. Take everything you get from the rest of this presentation today and empower everyone in the world, others, anyone that you meet, to achieve more. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Well, thanks, Josh. I probably should have been the one to go first because that's a hard act to follow there. It's a great mission statement to end on, but I'll do my best. So going from one Josh, because there's never too many Joshes in my opinion, I'll be the second Josh. My name is Josh McLaughlin, distribution account manager here at Lenovo, and my responsibility at Lenovo is simply to help facilitate your business for Lenovo client hardware through D&H. And so it's very, I want to start off at the top by saying thanks for taking the time out of your Friday. Obviously, it's very busy right now. There's a lot going on. Baseball season just started if you're a baseball fan like myself. I won't tell you what team to root for, but if you're looking for one, the Boston Red Sox, we need all the support that you can muster for them right now. I don't think they're going to have a very good season, but we'll see how it goes. But that's the pessimist in me. The optimist in me actually starts with looking back, very similar to a slide that Josh had previously. And we didn't plan this. Josh and I didn't compare decks, but we like to look at kind of like, for me, it's a retrospective looking at the old and saying, hey, look how far we've come. Whereas he's talking about, refreshing devices. And there's really, right now, literally is the best time to refresh devices for your customers for a multitude of reasons. But certainly when we look at the 2026 version versus the 1992 version, it's incredible to see how far we've come. And I like to say that about myself as well, because 2026 Josh is a little bit better than 1992 Josh. A lot older, a lot wiser. Well, at least a lot older. So talking about Lenovo ThinkPads, right? Purposeful design, relentless innovation, trusted quality. Those are kind of our core values around what we put into our hardware, what we're looking at when we're putting something in the market, right? And so one of those things, right, when we talk about trusted quality, I just want to highlight this really quickly before we get into some of the portfolio and how we're approaching things like AI and putting devices out there for Copilot and those things like that. But we actually do have one of the most heavily tested notebooks on the market that would not be considered like one of those like ruggedized ones that you've seen, right? So really, really rigorous testing. It's gives you a nice peace of mind that when you're getting a Lenovo device, a Lenovo ThinkPad, it's battle tested, right? Jumping in, moving quick, and as we're kind of going through this, definitely feel free. I have Kyle Miller. Some of you guys know him and love him. Some of you guys maybe just know him, but that's only because you haven't had the chance to love him yet. He's here off camera in the Q&A. If you have questions as we go, please throw them in there. He'll be answering those in real time. And then maybe if I catch one or two, I'll answer it here live on the video as well. Okay, I'm not going to get into the definition necessarily here, but you guys know what we got now in the processing. We have an NPU, right? So what is that going to do? That's going to help drive all your AI applications. It's going to help offset some of that away from the other things and really help with um, keeping everything moving smooth as we go into the Copilot stuff and some of that other AI-driven programs. I'll say this: John asked the question, "What's wrong with the Boston Red Sox?" Hopefully nothing. I'm hoping for a smooth season. I'd like to see a World Series championship, but again, I'm a pessimist. I have to say, years and years and years of Red Sox fandom will do that to you. But no, so when we look at AI PCs here at Lenovo, we kind of put them in a couple of different groupings. One of them would be like, hey, there's no NPU. Some people are maybe not ready for that jump, but we still have a device for them, right? We don't want to rule them out. We don't want to say, hey, go elsewhere or don't get anything at all. But we do have that offering. We have the everyday productivity AI PCs, and then next level productivity AI PCs, which is what we're going to focus on today. Those are your higher than 40 tops. Really crank in, design around Copilot experiences, stuff that we have on the shelf ready to go that we have as part of our partnership with Intel that we're going to be talking about. So maybe if you look at maybe you've seen some of this marketing before, maybe you haven't, but Aura Edition is our new AI portfolio partnership with Intel. That we started about a year or so ago, maybe a little longer, but we're really pumping out a lot of devices in this realm of this fully designed experience. I'm actually talking to you right now from a X9 Aura Edition. Really awesome PCs that we partnered with Intel on. Can't recommend them enough. It's definitely a premium experience. This thing cranks, it's moving good. Haven't had any issues with trying to do anything. If you're like me, you have a million tabs open and you forget to close things, and then the next thing you know, you have 17 spreadsheets and 4 PowerPoints open. You don't know what's going on. But I digress. Really, that's my big plug there for Aura Edition as a whole. And what is behind Aura Edition is really the experience, right? So smart modes, smart share, smart care are like the 3 pillars of that experience. And not to ignore it, but also like battery life was something that Josh touched on. When I travel for work, I typically go like a 2-night travel, 3 days, 2 nights kind of thing. I find that I don't plug my X9 in at all on those trips. I'll take it with me on a full charge and I leave, and it's awesome. So smart modes, right? It's a couple different things. We use AI to kind of help tweak and make these different modes tailored to what you're trying to work on. One that's a really good one is the attention smart mode, where it kind of minimizes distractions. So like if you're someone that constantly has Teams going off like I do, or emails pop up and you're trying to run a report and you get distracted and maybe you see a squirrel outside or what, it can't really help with that part. But if you're like me and you're easily distracted, that attention mode is something that's really nice and easy to turn on, and it kind of just lets you focus in on what you got to get done. Smart Share, really cool experience. Definitely like if you're someone that has a cell phone, has a device, has a tablet, has a this, you can kind of streamline that all and use your phone interchangeably with your laptop for things like messages and photo sharing and things like that. So it's really, really cool. And it works with any environment. So we have a competitor, a mutual competitor, Microsoft and Lenovo, have a mutual competitor that has a full ecosystem, right? Where everyone loves to that, oh, well, my phone is my tablet, is my computer, is this and that. And we kind of bridge that gap there using this software. It's really, really cool, really, really seamless. And it helps you not have to like try and track down where your phone is and things like that. If your boss texts you, you could just reply right from your computer, which is pretty cool. Smart Care, this is kind of supporting you on the back end. Really, essentially, it kind of gives you a kind of a shortcut into like getting some service and some support that way. So like if, say, for instance, you go to boot your computer, blue screen's there, you actually have a QR code that'll populate with Smart Care. You just scan that Smart Care QR code and it'll send it right to your dedicated services rep, which is a really cool thing. So getting into some of the products, right? So X1 Carbon Gen 13, I'm going to focus and highlight and just be really briefing this overview, just a couple of models really quickly. The reason why I chose these models to highlight is they're optimized for Copilot. They have the 40 plus tops. They are going to be Intel Lunar Lake SKUs, which means that we have great supply on them, or at least better supply. I don't know if you guys have heard, and this is between us on the call, but there is maybe some supply things going on around in the world right now with certain memories and hard drives and things like that. But Lunar Lake products, we have a pretty good supply on. So I'm going to highlight some of those and also call out where Aura Edition would apply. So like, for instance, the X1 Carbon Gen 13, you can get that as Aura Edition. Lunar Lake, ready to go, awesome computer. If you're familiar with the X1 Carbon, this is just the new version of it. But again, with Lunar Lake, with the Aura Edition backing that as well for that fully tailored experience. Similar here, the X1 2-in-1. And like I said, the X9, so this is what I carry around, right? I carry around the X9, the 15-inch. And what's crazy to me is, like, I used to carry around like a T14, like kind of, like you would think pretty small, not super heavy, but there's still, even though I've been carrying this one now for some time, when I put my backpack on, I sometimes I have to reach back and double check that my computer's actually in there, because despite being the bigger screen, it is incredibly light, really great experience. And I'll call out, because I don't think I have a better picture of it here, it's actually designed to have a more mainstream look compared to some of our competitors. So this is actually, if you're a longtime Lenovo fan like I am, this is the only ThinkPad that we have right now out there that does not have the track point. So the little red dot, that's not there. So if you love that thing, this one's not for you. If you're someone that can only use it, you don't know. Kevin, great question. No, the 15-inch does not have the number pad on the right-hand side of the keyboard, because it is trying to keep that sleek kind of appearance. The idea there is that the mutual competitor I maybe spoke about earlier with Microsoft, where we have that mutual competitor, and really Intel too. But it's trying to kind of mimic that look and feel a little bit. So there is not a numeric keypad on the right-hand side, unfortunately. Great question though. And then just showing the 14 and 15. Again, Lunar Lake, great option that's in stock, ready to go. D14S Gen 6. This is not going to be Aura Edition, but it is our true workhorse. It's really, really a great option for your standard business customers. Intel Lunar Lake, so it's got good supply options available to it as well. And of course, the T14 Gen 6. All right. I think Kyle's in there. He's going to be coming through some of those Q&As. While we're doing that, I'm going to go over just a quick partner program update with relation to our partner tiers. Okay. So if you've been a long time partner of Lenovo, you know we've not always been great at keeping tiers simple, or we try to silo them based on the client system side or the data center side. And if you are like me, who worked at a partner before, that could be confusing. And you're like, hey, like Lenovo, can we please make this easier? And the answer coming up starting April 1, so next Wednesday, that answer is yes. So hopefully you've been in conversation already with your Lenovo rep. But if not, and I hope I'm not the first one to tell you this, but I'll reiterate it. We're going from 11 tiers, so like that siloed approach, down to 5 tiers. And really, for the folks on this call, for the most part, are going to be falling into those 4 tiers that are to the not very top there. That Platinum Plus 360 is more of our national partners. Although I did see some SHI folks on there. Hey, how's it going, guys? So you're going to fall into one of those tiers. And the good thing about it too is not only are we simplifying it, but we're also streamlining what it looks like to hit those tier levels, right? So we actually removed the silver tier. So if you're in here and you're a silver tier and you're like, oh my God, what happened? Why don't I have a silver tier anymore? please reach out to me after this call. We'll talk through it. But basically, we've removed the silver tier, but not your ability to earn rebates with Lenovo. So anyone that's an authorized tier partner with Lenovo can now earn rebates directly from us. Additionally, you'll also qualify now for LEAP points, regardless of your partner tier, on both the IDG or client system side and ISG, our data center side. Previously, that all partners was open to the ISG side and only gold and above for IDG. Now, truly, all Lenovo partners qualify for our LEAP program. Okay, so gold will still stay at that minimum target revenue of $1 million, but platinum, which used to be a $10 million goal, that's now moved down to $5 million with a minimum service requirement. Okay, and again, please, if you have any questions about this, please don't hesitate to reach out to your Lenovo CAM. If you don't know who that is, or you need someone else to talk to, or you just want to talk about baseball, like I see some people in the Q&A want to talk some shop there, definitely, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, reach out to Kyle and the team at D&H. They're all well versed in this as well. We're happy to help you through this part of it, and then hopefully get you guys into some incredible devices that are Copilot enabled, with 40 plus tops, with our partnership there with Intel and Microsoft. And so with that, that's all I have, and I'll send it back over to you, Richie, to put a button on it.
Thank you all for attending. This was awesome. Since we are going to end here, I'm just going to say I am, since I'm a senior technical specialist, if anybody has any questions on Copilot or want to see a live demonstration on Copilot Plus PCs, you can always reach out to me, to our team. We can do a webinar. I can show you how that works. We're going to be having envisioning workshops, which is going to be really awesome. The cool thing about all of this is I've been really invested into a Copilot Plus PC. I know people have been talking about it before, so I've had one here for a year, and it has really changed the way I work. And it's just really amazing what you can do with these PCs. And being here at Microsoft is crazy. I love Copilot PCs so much. I end up buying ridiculous merchandise. That's a Copilot PC mug. I got pens. I got stickers. I got all kinds of stuff just because I just love using Copilot Plus PCs. Well, thanks again, everyone, for joining, and let's see you next time when we have another webinar.